today on the day of the moon. It's a really beautiful video that I intend to do today over here because I want to discuss with you some really deep and esoteric secrets of the moon. Okay, the moon is known as Chandra. Okay, so Cha Chandramaya Namaha. Beach is Cha. Okay, now let us understand a few things before I get into the secrets of the Chandra Mandala. Okay, now creation begins from a bindu. That's why oftentimes you will see that I wear a red dot on my Ajna chakra to symbolize that creation begins from a bindu. Okay. Now the bindu in turn becomes an inverted triangle. Okay. An inverted triangle where A is the base. Okay. Ka is the right side. Tha is the left side. Okay. Now, this inverted triangle contains all the seed sounds. Okay, sounds create manifestation. I've explained that to you. So, all this inverted triangle has within it all the matrikas or all the seed sounds for manifestation. Okay, now the triangle is encircled by the Chandra Mandala. Okay, Chandra Mandala, right? Mandala means circle. Chandra is the moon. So Chandra Mandala means the circle of the moon, this creation. Okay, and when I talk about just the moon, I don't mean this very moon, I do, but there are many suns and many moons in different dimensions of creation. Okay, as well as of course in our solar system we know Jupiter has 72 moons. So this Chandra Mandala, okay, the bindu is like a grain of gram. Okay, it is so minute, not as minute as an atom, but think about a little bit of one grain of rice, or maybe one grain of sand. Okay, and under it is an encircling sheath. Okay, and in that there is also a bindu. Okay, echoing the bindu on top. But this bindu is divided into two seeds. So that parabindu is Ardhanarishwara, the masculine and the feminine together. But within underneath it, okay, I mean, human language is oftentimes not the right way to describe all of these immense cosmic manifestations. Okay, so this divided seed contains Shiva and Shakti. Now, when you think about the Parabindu is Ardhanarishwara or Shiva Shakti together. In the Sri Yantra, Lalita Tripura Sundari is worshipped with Shiva as the form of Parabindu in the middle of Sri Chakra. Okay, so this Parabindu is Shiva and Shakti and is known as Shabda Brahman. Okay, the word, the logos is the word. Okay, so however, at this state, there is a sort of a polarization that occurs. Okay, polarization that this exists in the realm of Parashakti Maya. Okay, which is beyond the grasp of what people in our level of consciousness can understand. Parashakti Maya. Okay, and this from this Parashakti Maya, when the beach is divided into the feminine and masculine, the feminine becomes unmadi or extremely excitable. Okay, excitable, passionate. Okay, it's known as unmukhi. When Shakti becomes Ladini Shakti, okay, like Unmukhi Shakti, extremely excitable. That's why possibly females echo this excitability. For creation begins with the excitability of the feminine cosmic force that we term the goddess. Okay, so she's known as Unmukhi, right? And her gaze shifts downwards, okay? And then her gaze fixes on Shiva, right? These are not like some goddess that looks like us, is anthropomorphic. No, these are cosmic forces. For the better understanding, we call them gods and goddesses. Okay, oftentimes you will see that the Shiv Lingam is actually an explanation of an atom. Okay, with Shiva being the neutron who's not excitable. Okay, Brahma being the electron pivots around the proton, that is Vishnu. Okay, so for we in ancient Vedic culture, we do not call them electron or neutron, we call them Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. Okay, now the Unmukhi feminine force looks downwards at the masculine, which is a sort of a foundation. I've also spoken about how the Devi, Lalita Tripura Sundari, rests on the five Shivas. Okay, and ultimately the four Shivas are the four square, and then Sadashiv holds up the Devi. So, and their beej is Hasau, Hasau. Okay, now once her gaze shifts downwards to Shiva, the shell of Maya breaks. It's like a quasar. It's like a super cluster of galaxies. Okay, think of this as a great attractor somewhere in Sagittarius, sucking all galactic neighborhoods to it, attracting it. Okay, so the shell of Maya breaks and creation commences from the highest stage, which is the division of that bindu into two. Okay, and creation takes place through Shiva Shakti and Hamsa, which I told you is Ajapajap. When Hamsa becomes Soham, that is when enlightenment is achieved. Okay, so hi. So that is very important to understand how to reverse the energy of Hamsa. Only a true mantrani knows how to make Hamsa Soham. Okay, I'll get to breaths and all of that. Very exciting stuff. So this essence, okay, this essence of Shiva Shakti in union, sort of vibrating, pulsating like millions of quasars, okay, and this essence then divides into Bindu, Bija, and Nada. Okay, and there appears a subtle energy form. Okay, a subtle energy form there appears, and this is known as Kama Rupa, or the desire body of the deity, or the Godhead, or the creatrix. Okay, and this Kama Kala is the root, the mula of mantra. From this essence do we understand the emanation of the bija mantras that constitute all of reality, comprise all of reality. Okay, so bijas are the subtle body of the creatrix. So when I told you that mantras are not some kind of gibberish where you just chant something and then an energy appears. Mantras are deity. The mantras are the Kama Rupa version of the deity, the subtle version of the deity. The image or the idol is the physical version. Okay. Now, the moon circle. We were going to talk about the moon, the secrets of the moon, the 16 phases of the moon. Okay, and how they are connected to us so deeply, so profoundly, because without the moon there would be no creation. Okay, there would be no creation, there would be no tides, there would be no agriculture, there would be nothing on earth without the moon. So the moon is really fundamental to not only creating our physical body, and of course the connection of moon to the menstrual cycles, without which there would be no creation. So when you talk about the 16 phases of the moon, 15 are evident and one is hidden. We'll get to that. But the moon circle or the Chandra Mandala is known as Amakala. Amakala. And within this are 15 phases of the moon and one hidden essence that herself is Tripura Sundari. Okay. And this Chandra Mandala is the place, or it is actually above Surya Mandala. Okay. Now I know we tend to give the sun more importance, but in Tantra, the moon mandala is above the Surya Mandala. Okay. So all of this cosmic energy, right? This nada, this bija, this bindu, all of them, right? And of course Nibodhika as well, and manifest as the sun, the moon, and the cosmic fire. Now, cosmic fire is known as Fohath, okay? And the essence of the moon is Ichha Shakti, all right? Which is desire. The moon desires things, all right? That's why the feminine desires, the masculine also, but I mean, when we see today is, of course, we are all a mixture of masculine and feminine, depending upon what we, of course, our genitalia and the kind of archetype we portray, right? So, out of all of these, Bindu, Nada, Nibodhika, Bija comes sun, moon, and fire. Not fire as we understand it in this realm, but cosmic fire. Okay, Icha or desire is so strong at this point that creation must commence, and the moon also nurtures us, for she is the mother. Okay, now Amakala, basically with nectar, Amakala has this nectar or this soma that I told you about, right? This soma does not increase nor does it decay. Okay, it is pretty much as it is during every creation. Okay, the highest depths know of such deep secrets, but maybe sometimes the nectar in a manifestation is more, in a manifestation is less. Again, you have the yugas here, so depending on whether it's Kali Yuga, the soma is not really traveling down from the Sahasrara, because here we have corruption, the physical body has lost touch with the soul, right? Icha is the eternal precursor of creation. So you must understand that all the Buddha did say that desire is the root of all evil. If you look at it from a very philosophical point, without desire, there is nothing. If I don't desire to learn about astrology, I won't. If I don't desire to come here and make this video, I won't. So it's very, very important to understand that desire is the precursor of creation. Okay. Now the moon is the great goddess. I told you, not an anthropomorphic form like us, but a cosmic feminine principle. Okay, the Unmukhi principle, right? And she is, and the 16 aspects of the moon, okay, the 15 that we see obviously and one hidden, right? These 15 phases are nothing but her individualized aspects. Okay, now there are 15 letters in the mantra of the Sri Chakra. Okay, and of course the Shri is hidden because it is a subtle aspect. Okay, now when you think about the moon, we think about Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna emanated from the moon. Okay, he is from a lunar lineage, whereas Rama is a solar lineage. Okay, so there's a very huge difference between Krishna and Rama. Okay, this will tell you a lot about the sun and the moon, right? Now, there's 60 Nitya Devis, which I've spoken about in many of my videos, who are connected to the 16 phases of the moon. Okay, 16 Nityas. Nityas are very important to understand how the breath flows. How? I'll tell you. Now, if you multiply the different aspects of the Nityas in a year, we have 72 Nityas in 1 year. Okay, and each Nitya rules 72,000 nadis, because we have 72 Nityas, and then we go ahead and multiply that. We have 72,000 nadis, which influence our whole lives, our psychology, our understanding. The Nityas are intimately connected to us. Okay, intimately connected to us. There are 72,000 nadis in the physical body. Okay, the full circle of Nityas represent the 21,600 breaths that a human being takes in a day. So you see how the phases of the moon, each phase is a Nitya. Each Nitya adds up and connects to all the 72,000 nadis of the body. And in connection to the nadis, they are also connected to our breath, which is 21,600 per day by an average healthy human being. Okay, so you see how Nityas are connected to our breath. Basically, Nityas are Kala Chakra. They are the wheel of time. Okay, Lalita herself is the 16th digit of the moon. Okay, and she is Purnima. What happens in Purnima? All the Nityas gather together on the moon and energize her. So, like I said, that in the Eastern tradition, Purnimas are extremely auspicious, right? Now, when we think about the Nityas, think of them as the vowels of the alphabet Sanskrit, okay? And they are one with time and space, right? Now, if you take the consonants, there are 36 consonants. Okay, 36, not 63. All right. And they are connected to the 16 nityas. So you multiply this and you get 756, 576. 576. So, as I said, there are 36 consonants. Multiply that with 16 nityas, you get 576, right? This is very interesting because this number is connected to the number of years of different yogas. Okay, and so the circles of the matrikas, I told you, the vowels, the matrikas. Okay, actually all the alphabets are matrikas. So the circle of the matrikas and the nityas is identical to the nakshatra, okay, to the sidereal zodiac, of course, and mantra. So the nityas are deeply connected to our every little move, also to our horoscope, okay, which is kundali, right? Now Shiva says that Medu is the world center. Medu is the spine, the spinal cord of the world. I've shown you a Sri Yantra. If you take the 3D version, you'll understand what I mean. It is the spinal cord. It's what supports everything. Okay, Medu is the world. Medu is the world center. Okay, and around it are the 7 oceans, and beyond this is the Kala Chakra, which moves clockwise, directed by Ichha Shakti. I told you moon or Soma is Ichha Shakti. The circle is then divided by 12 spokes. And we're talking about a circular thing here because it's interesting because the Vedic chart is square and the tropical chart is a circle. right? So you see how different systems are actually from one fundamental ancient doctrine, right? Now we've got a hi. Now we've got Shiva saying that this circle is divided into 12 spokes, and the planets and the grahas are within this, the zodiac. Okay, so you see how the moon is not only okay our emotions, our mother, how nurturing we will be, but the moon is actually connected to the manifestation of the solar system. Okay, it's a very profound truth to realize how important the Chandra Mandala is, not just to our physical body, but to the cosmos that we experience around us, the solar system. Now, also remember that Sri Chakra has 9 enclosures or 9 avaran, okay, 9 avarans. However, in Vedic astrology, we have Navagraha. So again, 9 planets, 7 traditional planets, and Rahu and Ketu. So you see how 9 is really important because again, 3 into 3 is 9. And I told you everything in Sri Vidya is triadic, multiples of 3. So that was a bit about the moon, some esoteric and deeply good doctrine connecting Sri Chakra, connecting the kundli, connecting the nakshatras to the moon, and of course some really deep occult tantric insights at the very beginning of the video. So don't forget to watch, like, comment, subscribe, share, and happy learning. Thank you.